November 1910, 6 of the world's most powerful bankers, men who controlled 1/4 of the world's wealth, boarded a train to a private island off the coast of Georgia. Complete secrecy. No records, no witnesses, fake names only. Their plan was to change America's financial system forever. In every financial era, there are changes that appear technical, reforms that seem inevitable, and institutions that feel as though they simply emerged to meet the needs of the economy. But history is rarely shaped in public view. The most important decisions about money don't begin on street corners or in open chambers. They begin in places most people never enter, behind closed doors, in quiet rooms designed for order and discretion. Conversations take place among those who already understand how credit moves, how risk is shifted, and how influence quietly accumulates. Outside those rooms, the United States experienced repeated waves of instability. Banks failed. Depositors rushed to withdraw their savings. Entire communities felt the strain as confidence collapsed and panic spread. The consequences were visible everywhere, even if the causes were not. Faced with disorder and fear, the public wanted reassurance. They wanted structure, predictability, and protection from another collapse. The moment was right for a proposal that promised stability, something that looked organized, professional, and carefully engineered to prevent chaos from returning. What few could see at the time was how much influence could be concentrated once those safeguards were put in place. A system introduced as a protective measure also created a central point where decisions about credit, lending, and liquidity could be coordinated. Quietly, permanently, and with effects that would extend far beyond the rooms where it was first designed. Once the plan existed, the challenge was no longer economic. It was political. The idea of a central banking system was deeply unpopular in the United States, and any proposal that looked like banker control would fail immediately. So the focus shifted from substance to presentation. The system was not described as a central bank. It was given a name carefully chosen to shape perception. The word federal made it seem like a government operation. The word reserve made it sound like there are reserves somewhere. Structure played the same role. Power appeared to be distributed across regional reserve banks, creating the image of decentralization. But key authority would be coordinated through a central mechanism. Debate followed the framing. Instead of asking who would control the nation's money, discussion moved toward technical details, procedures, safeguards, and implementation. In November of 1910, Senator Nelson Aldrich boarded a private rail car under an assumed name. He was joined by Paul Warburg, Frank Vanderlip, Henry Davison, Charles Norton, and Benjamin Strong. Together, these 6 men controlled roughly 1/4 of the world's wealth. Their destination, Jekyll Island, a private resort off the coast of Georgia. Senator Nelson Aldrich represented political power. He was chairman of the National Monetary Commission. The second person of the meeting was Abraham Piet Andrew, Assistant Secretary of the Treasury and a very prominent man in banking circles. Next was Paul Warburg, a German-born American investment banker, and probably the most important of all the men because of his experience in European banking. Benjamin Strong was also present. He was the head of J.P. Morgan's Bankers Trust Company. Henry Davison was also there. He was senior partner of the J.P. Morgan Company. Sixth was Charles Norton, president of First National Bank of New York, another very powerful bank at the time. They traveled using only first names, avoiding records, arriving in darkness. For 9 days, they met in complete isolation. Their task was not to debate monetary policy, but to design it. What they drafted would centralize America's money supply while appearing decentralized. Regional banks would create the illusion of distributed power. Years later, one participant admitted, "If the public had known, the plan would have died immediately. What left Jekyll Island would become law, but its origins would remain hidden for decades."